Hi Flosstube, good morning. It is Helen D. Today is Tuesday, November 16th. Yeah, it's sunny today, so that's nice. It won't be quite as dark up here for you guys. I hope you're all doing well. It has been 3 weeks since my last video. We just ended up being too busy last week. And actually this will time out well because now I won't be trying to film during Thanksgiving week when my son's home, and it'll just be easier. It'll set up the every 2-week schedule a little better. Last week, my husband was off, and we just had a bunch of outside stuff that we needed to get done before winter and before the ground froze. So I cut down the flower beds. John put away the rest of the outside stuff. We had a shingle come loose that he had to climb up and get. I held the ladder. Just stuff like that. Just stuff. We had stuff to do. And then last Tuesday was salsa day. I did post a little picture. We freeze our tomatoes over the summer. Although this year our tomatoes did terrible, so I ended up going to a local farm and buying a bushel of tomatoes. So we freeze them, and that way we can process them later in the fall when it's not so hot. And when we can kind of do everything at once, right? We can do we did a whole day. We started at 8:30 and I left to pick up my son at 3:30, and we had just put the last batch on the stove. So it was a long day. We ended up doing 4 double batches of salsa. We thought we'd end up with 3. I had bought stuff for 3, and then, you know, you thaw the tomatoes, so you use them or lose them, so we blended them up, and I'm like, no, we have enough for a whole nother double batch. So while one of them was in the middle of processing, I had to zip down to the grocery store and buy another round of, what do we need, peppers and onions, jalapenos, and tomato paste. Come back, and then we got that one on. We got 38 pints was our final tally. So that's a lot. That's a lot, but salsa's like my husband's ketchup. So he uses a lot of it. We have an equal amount, if not a few more, tomatoes left to go. And he said, well, do you want to do those later this week? And I'm like, we can't, because I bought every single jalapeno at our grocery store. Bought them out. The first time I went, there was still some left, but then when I had to go back, they had just enough. So we have to wait for them to restock a little bit. We might try to grow them next year, but I don't know if it's warm enough. We'll see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but we might try it. So that was last week. Last week, what did I do? I wrote stuff down. I've had a couple weekend things. So 2 weekends ago was the weekend of the Stitchin' at the Farm in New Hampshire, which is the retreat that Lynette's behind. I know that she'll tell you she doesn't organize it, but Lynette organizes it, of homesteading from the home front. I was supposed to go with my sister and another friend, our friend Wendy, and we decided to pass because it was originally like 84 people, and like I said, that was just a little much for me. I think there ended up being about 60 people. So we passed. Canceled our reservation. We've rescheduled and re-reserved for next year, so fingers crossed. I told my sister, I said, Dawn, I'm getting really good at canceling up there, so we'll just make the reservation. That would be the 3rd time. So maybe the 3rd time will be the charm. But because we had already planned on that weekend, Donna came down here. So she came down late morning on Friday, and we had a Stitchy sleepover. So she spent the day here, spent the night, and then Saturday, a couple of our other Stitchy friends were able to come up, and we got what was probably the last stitching of the garage in because it's a little cold. So that was nice. We got to catch up with some friends. And then last weekend, I had signed up for a strawberry class with Linda Stoltz of Erica Michaels Designs. It was put on through Needleworkers Delight, but it was a virtual class. That was really cool. It was really fun. So it's more of like a presentation. You know, she goes over how to do the assembly and then spend a lot of time talking about the different toppers that she's made, which is what I was really interested in. So that was well worth it and really fun. I did see that she's doing another one in February, and she posted something on the Erica Michaels Facebook page. I think that's where I saw it. I don't remember what store it's through, but she has the information on there if you're interested. So it was really nice. And I was glad, I'm glad that places are still offering a Zoom class, because this was in New Jersey, right? There, I wouldn't have been able to go down there and take that class. She's not gonna come up here to Maine. So it was nice that I can still kind of take part in that virtually in something I would not have been able to do otherwise. So, stitching. I have big stacks. 3 weeks worth of stacks. I finally finished my secret stitching. I looked at my list and I had 7 things, 7 people, and I'm done. And all but 1 are fully finished. So, that one will be fully finished this week, probably tomorrow. That's the plan. So one of them has already been finished, mailed out, and received. So I can show you that one. Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, Liz, had organized like a smalls exchange or an ornament exchange. She invited some other Flosstubers to see if they were interested. I already had 6 things to make. What's one more? So I said, sign me up. So her fiance drew names, they sent out emails, and I actually got Liz. So that was fun. So I had a hard time deciding what to stitch for her because we have similar tastes. And sometimes when you have a similar taste, you have all the same charts. So I did a little Instagram stalking to kind of go through and see what she's working on, or, ooh, does she have that one? Oh, yep, she's done that. So what I ended up stitching, I did the Naughty and Nice Berries from Erica Michaels. And I can show you mine. I didn't even take a picture of hers. I'm gonna shove them in the mail. Off they went. But mine I have here. One is finished and one is not. So this is the Naughty Berry. And I stitched this one for her first just because I love those little elf boots. But then I'm like, I can't just give her the Naughty Berry. I gotta give her both berries. You can't have the naughty without the nice. So I also stitched her the Nice Berry, which this one I have finished. So that's the Nice Berry. This one I finished a while ago, and when I do the other one, I think I'm gonna snip this topper off and redo it, just because, not that I don't like it, I've since started making my toppers a little bigger, and I prefer them a little bigger because I think it covers up some of the creases and stuff. So I'm gonna just snip that off, cut one out a little bigger, and then they'll match. One thing in our class that Linda Stoltz did say was, if you have berries that are a series or, you know, a pair, that if you finish them at the same time, they tend to end up looking more similar, right? Just you might be stuffing differently that day than you are a different day. And your toppers will be the same, so that was good. So that is what I sent out. I threw a couple extra goodies in there, and that went to Liz, and she has received it. And she started like a group chat on Instagram, so we've been able to see when people get their things. I also received mine. So my secret stitcher was Elizabeth, because we have 3, I believe, Elizabeths, from Frizzy Lizzie Stitches, and I'll link her below. I'm terrible at linking people below, but I will do my best. She sent me this adorable card, and then she stitched me, this is a heart, the light's up there, a heart in hand. It's from the Christmas Square Dance series, and I love that originally it said like wish or something, and instead she put the year up there. And she used a variegated on the edge, which looks nice, and there's some sparkle in there. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm so excited, and she finished it as a tag. And Elizabeth said the same thing. She's like, I kind of had a hard time deciding what to stitch you. So that seems to be the go-to for that exchange. My tree is not up yet, but when it is, that will go right up there. So thank you. It was real coffee day today. I had my physical yesterday, and then they needed routine blood work. It's just been a while, so we'll see how my hand looks in a couple days. But you had to fast. And my appointment was at 9, and it was 9:30 before I got in because they were running behind. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not hungry. That's fine, but I really want a coffee. So I got one on the way back. Other than that, I have 3 fully finishes I can show you. I've really been trying to spend some time up in the craft room / office to get some things done so I can have them out. So this is one that I stitched last year. Harvest Blessings. This is the bonus chart that came with the Women of the Mayflower. So I had stitched this. It said like, I think there was a year up here, but I stitched mine on Ada and that was over 1, so I just left it off. I don't even know if I used the call for or not the call for. So this little frame came from the Christmas tree shop. If you're in New England, it was $6. This fabric is the background, and then it had a clip so that you could like clip a picture on here. So I just unscrewed the clip and put my magnets on, and then I have my washers on the back, and it just pops on there. I don't know if I'll use this frame for anything else, but it's easier to store my stitching if it's by itself, not in the frame. So that one can go back on my shelf. I finished, so when I was working on things for other people, I kept changing my mind about what I wanted to do. So I have a couple things that I'm like, well, I'll stitch it for the person I intended, and then I'll stitch it again for myself later. But then I changed my mind about what I wanted to do, but I had already done these, so bonus, now I don't have to stitch it for myself later. So one of them, and I didn't grab this chart either, was the Holly Jolly Berry. This was one of Erica Michael's Fall Expo charts. I stitched this intentionally for my mom, but then I'm like, I don't know what she's gonna do with it. She's not one to just have like a bowl of smalls. She's more of an ornament person. So I'm giving her an ornament instead, a stitched ornament. So I put the felt, and this is a snowflake button I had got at Joann's, and I tied a piece of baker's twine, and this little peppermint is a bead that I just stuck in there with a pin. And then these little red berry things are just straight pins. I just, right on where I took my little stitch, popped one in there, and I went all the way around with those. So bonus, that is mine, and it's done. And I have another one in my finish. I'll just show you now. This is the other one. This is Home for the Holidays. It's another, I didn't grab the chart because there's still another one to go with it, so it's in a bag. There's a floss up there. So this one is done and ready to be finished. And I don't have to stitch it again. So the other fully finished I have, Tony had won my giveaway a few videos ago for finishing someone's small, and this is what she sent to me, and Tony had just finished it yesterday. If you don't want to see it, if you want to be surprised, just look away for a minute. I'll tell you when it's safe. If you don't care about being surprised, here it is. So this is what she sent me. It's a Lizzie Kate. My light is like right there. So she actually sent me the fabric too, because she said she had this fabric and she just thought it matched really well, and she's totally right. So I use that on the back, trim. So this is ready to pop back in the mail to Tony. Tony, you're safe. I've put it down. So that will head back to her this week when I go to the post office. And that is my fully finishes. Finishes, I have 2. I had one when I made my notes last night, and then I finished the other one actually this morning while I was drinking that coffee. So I had been working on these Foxwood Crossings sleds for my son's teachers. And I just finished the last one of those. So I have 2 of this guy and 2 of this guy. So I need to just cut those out and put them on the sleds. If I do it tomorrow, because John's at work tomorrow, like at work, I may just shoot a quick video for you guys, because some people, putting these on the sleds could not be easier. But if you've never done it, you might not know how to do it. So I might just try and shoot a quick tutorial to kind of just show you just how easy that they are. They're one of the most simple finishes. So those are done. So see, I want to still do the penguins from the Prairie Schooler book as an ornament for this year. But other than that, all of my ornaments are done. And then the other piece, this is a new start. I've had some new starts. I haven't seen you since October, I realized. I started, here's the Skinny on Christmas. This is a heart and hand. It's an older chart. I've had it for a while. I've done the Halloween one, and I love this one, and I have a frame. It's gonna fit in perfectly. 2013. You can still find it, so it's not out of print, it's just sometimes a little harder to find. I had a scrap of vellum, Picture This Plus vellum. Like I said, I had the frame, pulled it out of the closet. It fit, the 16 count, it was too skinny. So I did it on a 14 count, but in order to get it to fit on the frame, I had to change up the border. Like it had like a multi-layer, I just could do the bottom one. So here it is. I literally just took it off those Q-snap wrinkles and all, and it still needs beads, but I'll iron it first. Boop. So I did just that single row on the bottom so that it will fit in the frame. So that one I will iron and pop in the frame, and it will be good. What else? So the rest of these are now just whips. One of my whips I realized I didn't even bring down. It was a new start. I felt like a Halloween start on Halloween. So I pulled out 31st block by Hands On Design, which was the one with the pumpkins that she just released last year? Was it this year? It might have been in the Spring Expo. I don't know, it's adorable and I started it. I have a B. That's it, like the letter B. But it started, and sometimes I just need to start something and get it in my whip pile, and then I feel like I can work on it more the next year. That's how my brain works. So that one is a new start, and I didn't bring it down. I worked on this one just a little bit here and there. This is Winter Wonderland from Blackbird Designs. This isn't out of print. So, and I'm changing the colors kind of as I go. And I'm stitching this on 32 count Vintage Stormy Night. So this is where I'm at. This is the one that the cat likes to sleep on the bag, so I'll need to tighten it up. I brought this border across. I filled in some roof and I filled in some of the house. So it needs more attention. I just haven't gotten to it. So that one's plugging along little by little. Last time we chatted, I was working on Pretty Little Amsterdam by Satsuma, and I was like, oh, maybe I can get it done. I burnt out. I did not get it done, but I'm close. This one's on, I think it's 14 count, Ariel from Picture This Plus. It's also wrinkly. Ooh, and it's all blown out. So I'm on this windmill, and that's it. There's the windmill and like another cloud and a sun, and that will be done. I just needed a little break. I got the Christmas pole So I was working on ornaments and such. But next time I pull this out, definitely it will get finished up. Then, because I didn't have enough new starts, I felt like a Thanksgiving new start. When I put away my Halloween stuff, although now that I'm looking, I missed one, because isn't there always one? Actually, Donna noticed this one. She said, oh, most of your Halloween stuff is put away. I said, well, it should be all put away, unless I missed one. She said, you missed one. It's up in this room. I don't have a lot of Thanksgiving. Like I have some fall stuff, which is fine, but I don't have a lot of turkeys and Thanksgiving. So I should have pulled this up. I don't think I have a cover. Nope. I have loved this chart. They released it last year. I'm going to pull it up for you. It's called Give Thanks, and it is by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And I thought, well, I'll pull it. If I start it now, I'm going to work on this weekends in November. It won't be done, but it will have a good start on it. Whoops, that was helpful for you. It will have a good start on it for next year. So there it is. So again, I'm only going to work on it weekends in November. So this is on an older piece of coloring cotton. It's called Caramel Latte. I was in her fabric club for like just a little bit 3 years ago, a while ago. And I loved this piece and I held on to it for something special. And this is it. So I have this little corner done, that little square is done. I started the turkey because I started in the middle. I didn't keep going with him because I know he's going to be my favorite part, so I thought I might leave him for last. Sometimes when I have a color and I'm kind of finishing it up, if there's some over here, I'll add it in. So there's like a coffee cup or something up here, and then I'm going to move down here next weekend. There's a bird and put him in. So that one's underway, and I've got, what, 3 more weekends? So I'll have a good start on it for next year. Those are my whips. Let's do giveaways next, because then I have some fun stuff to show that came in the mail. So we'll do giveaways next. Lost my train of thought. Lost it. Gone. Last video's giveaways were generously donated from Carla at Cobweb Corner, as are this video's giveaways. So last video we had Season's Blessings. This went to Karen Pelham, and Karen we've been emailing. And then Winter Notes goes to Mary Lyons. Mary, I commented on your comments, so if you shoot me an email, I was watching Pam and Steph's video last night. I don't know where I was. Karen, who won the birds, is in Australia. I had no idea that the US had stopped sending stuff to Australia. Like, you can't mail stuff to Australia. So I told Karen, because it's just paper, and Karen, I think I'm gonna take it out of the bag. I don't know, honestly. I don't know if I can still mail an envelope. Is it just packages? I told her I will try and see what they tell me. And if they say I can't, I'll just hold on to it and she'll get it when it opens back up. So that was last week's. This week I have 2 smaller charts, because again, I can mail these from home. I'm planning ahead to over the holidays. So this one is the newest Wee Santa from Heart and Hand. If you're interested in this, use the word Santa. And then the second is Primrose Cottage. They have a whole series of these houses. This is Winter House. Carla is carrying all of their charts at Cobweb Corner if you're interested. If you're interested in this one, say house. So Santa and house. Please be 18 so you can legally give me your address. I'd appreciate it if you're a subscriber, and please don't say giveaway or free or the searchable things. So, haul, I guess. When Carla sends me charts for you guys, she sends a couple for me as well. So this time I picked out This is Barbara Anna Through the Woods, which is actually much smaller than you, it looks big. It's 57 by 70. And then this is a new one, it's a new series. They're on the back, there's a charm in the way. And this is from Bent Creek. It's so cute. And it's called Snapper Best Day, I think. I don't know how much you can see that. So I won't do the whole thing, but I love that little owl. So thank you, Carla, as always. She's such a sweetheart. For keeping you guys going in giveaways. Now it got dark and everything around me is blue. So, when Tony sent me in her pattern to finish, her small, you'd think after drinking all that coffee it would make a difference. She also included this piece of fabric. She said, I had this fabric, this Ada, I'll never use it. It's Under the Sea, Midsummer's Night. Gorgeous, because you guys know I love purple. So I will definitely use that. So thank you, Tony. Cindy reached out to me on Instagram and said I have some Ada I'm not going to use in some Lugana. Can I send them to you? I said, thank you very much. She sent me this box with way more than a couple pieces of fabric in it. So it had two. She had been in the Color and Cotton. They would do boxes. It's been a while because now they're just, I think, so overwhelmed they don't do the boxes. This was from their Halloween box, and she like everything. The fabric, the little bits and bobs, all the things. I love this one. So that will be fun. And this was a Christmas one. Now my light's all up on everything. Again, all the stuffs. Some extra Victorian Motto floss that she had. And the fabric, which is all I was expecting. So Cindy, I know we've talked, but thank you very much. That will get put to good use. Crinkly, crinkle, crinkle, back in the box. So those were kind of goodie packages that came in. And then what I've purchased, a few weeks ago, I showed you guys my little turkey that I had made, the felt turkey. That's from Delilah Iris. She had a sale, I think, over Halloween, and I picked up two more. I picked up a penguin and a snail, and he's really cool. So the penguin, I actually have the pieces cut out. I just haven't had time to sew them together. So I got those. I signed up for the the Hands-On Design Cookie Exchange. Kathy Haberman just gets me with her cuteness. So it's DMC. You sign up for that only on her website, and it's a PDF, and it will come out 3 different days in December, and they're pretty close. Like the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th. They're 3 days pretty close, and it's small. It's like 70 by 50 something. All DMC, and there's extra things you can get if you so choose. So I did get some of the trims from Lady Dot. There's a finishing board if you want to do it that way. I didn't get that. And Kelly from That's So Kelly Co. has done, it's not a Bitsy Bob, Bitsy Keep, like the flat ones. She's done one of those. So there's all kinds of little extra bits. This guy is an Erica Michaels, and this is an older chart, 2002. Look at this turkey. This is called Dressed for Dinner, and he's done as a stand-up, which I've never done, but Elizabeth Ann just did a stand-up. Made by Michelle McGraw has done some stand-ups. Now I want to do a stand-up, and this might be it. He is small. He's 56 by 52, but he's meant to be done on 10 count. I will not be doing him on 10 count, but I might do him over 2 on a 16 or something. And originally, he's all Rainbow Gallery. that won't be happening either. So I'll just pick some flosses, but he's adorable. I found this on eBay. And then the other thing I picked up when I went down the felt rabbit hole with my turkey, I found it's Simply Eileen. Eileen puts out charts or kits for ornaments, but you can also, like when you stitch the ornament, you could then put it like on a pillow if you want to make a small. So I got one of her kits. It was a pre-order. It's gonna be crinkly. It was a pre-order and it came in, I'm gonna show you the back. Look how cute. So it's both of these, Santa and Mrs. Claus. Her kit has the chart. So the chart has all the templates and stuff that you would like photocopy and then cut out, and then it shows you where to put them. Because it was a pre-order, she was offering Mylar templates, which I got, so I don't have to cut it out. So it has the chart, back in the little box. It has all the felt, the ribbon, a candy cane, which obviously my son didn't see, the pom-poms, there's a few beads in there, so it has all the felt that I need. And she stitches them with Sulky. Bonus, because it is not going to use all this thread, and then now I have 5 more Sulkies to add to my box. So I don't know if I'll get to these this year, but I'd love to. I gotta get that penguin done first because he is cut out. So that's Simply Eileen, and I will put her down below too. She has PDFs. If you don't want the whole kit, if you have felt, she has the PDF regular that you would cut out, and then she also has a PDF with a file. I don't have one of those machines, so I don't know what kind of file it is, but it's for like the crickets. So I guess it cuts your felt for you. Jealous if that's the case. So you can get either kind of felt. It was a file that was not like a PDF or something. It was one that I wasn't familiar with. So there's that. That's 3 weeks worth of things. Plans wise, I need to finish, fully finishing. I have a stack. Work on the Thanksgiving piece on the weekends. I'm not sure what I want to work on the rest of this month, given that it's already the 16th. I don't know. Christmas stuff, I don't think I'll start anything new. I really should work on Winter Wonderland. I should pull back out Jingles. I haven't worked on that in a while. I think my problem with that is it's on an Aida, so it's nice and easy, but it's an opalescent, and sometimes those holes are a little hard to see. So when I stitch at night, which is when I mostly stitch, it's a little hard to see. So it's just not as quick. That's that. I was trying to think if I had anything else to tell you. I'm sure you've heard it from some other Flosstubers, but Pam of Stitching with the Land of Good Enough just opened her brick and mortar store. It's called Stitch New England. It's down in Massachusetts. She does have a website. She does orders online. Hopefully I'll get down there at some point. I think it's 3 hours. I mapped it and I think it's 3 hours. But if we went like with my sister and a couple friends, like that would be fun. Maybe not in the winter. So, all right, I think that's it. Now I'm just babbling. Hopefully I will be back in 2 weeks, which would be the week after Thanksgiving. And we'll see what I've gotten up to. Hope you're all doing well, and I will talk to you later. Bye.